Hey guys, what's up? I am back with another video today, and today I am doing my Lions mock draft, my second one, so make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Help me get to 150 subscribers before the end of the month of March. Help me reach that goal by hitting that subscribe button and the notification bell. Like this video if you enjoy it. Comment all your thoughts and opinions down below. I got a lot of great comments on my last Lions video. Over 500 views. I want to thank you guys for all that support. All your comments, all your opinions, they're great. I would like to give it a shout out to all the people that did comment on that video. And again, if you have any comments on your opinion on my draft picks, agree, disagree, whatever, put them in the comments section because I will always respond to comments. Especially if you're disagreeing with me, I will make sure I am having an in-depth conversation with you out there. So you can just ask and look at my other Lions, Bears, Packers, and Vikings previews and mock drafts about my in-depth conversations with those people. So today, let's get into our Lions mock draft. But first of all, I want to thank you guys for getting that Packers video to have my first 1,000 view video. That is just awesome. I want to thank you guys for all that. Let's make this the second one. And even though I don't really like the Packers, I had my great friend on, Lincoln Stevens, and that was a great video. So I'm glad you guys enjoyed that video so much. So make sure you check out all of my NFC North preview or mock drafts. And if you are an NFL fan in general, starting this middle of the March, I will have an NFL mock draft out for every single of the 32 teams, so make sure you subscribe for that. So let's get started. With the 7th overall pick, I picked Micah Parsons, linebacker out of Penn State University. So here's the reason why I picked Micah Parsons here. I really like Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah as a player. I think he is the best linebacker in this draft, but here's the problem with him. He is a little bit more of a rover type guy. He's more of a nickel / dime backer. So the problem with that is I think the Lions need a little bit more help at the middle linebacking position and at the, if I'm pretty sure they're going to run a 4-3 with on their new coaching staff. I'm not sure what completely they'll run, but I think they're going to run a 4-3. So I think Micah Parsons would fit in good as an outside linebacker or a middle linebacker. He could play both. So I just think he fits a little bit better in the Lions system. So I think that he was a little bit better of a choice. But if you like Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, as a Notre Dame fan, I completely get that. I think that he will be a great player. I think that he's a better version of Isaiah Simmons. And I think that he will have a successful NFL career. But I think right now Micah Parsons is the better fit for the Lions. Other players that were available was Trey Lance, quarterback out of North Dakota State, Devontae Smith, wide receiver out of Alabama, Kwity Paye, edge rusher out of Michigan, Patrick Surtain II, cornerback out of Alabama, and Justin Fields, quarterback out of Ohio State. So for the quarterbacks, I thought, I've had discussions with Lion fans about this. I think that at number 7, with having Jared Goff, I don't think that is the right decision. I think it'd be better to have a player like Trey Lance, or better to have a player like Micah Parsons over Trey Lance or Justin Fields. And even though those guys would be great to have, I think that Micah Parsons fits a much bigger need than the quarterback position. I was debating on whether to take Devontae Smith. I know a lot of Lions fans want a linebacker, I know, and that's why I picked one. But Devontae Smith wouldn't be a bad option because I think he's personally the number 2 wide receiver in this draft class, behind Jamar Chase. But I think that even though Devontae Smith would be a great wide receiver, I think that Micah Parsons fits a little bit more of a need. Kwity Paye would be great, but again, linebacker's a little bit more of a need. If Micah Parsons and Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah weren't there, and they were picked in the top 6 picks, or if I traded back, Kwity Paye would definitely be an option because the Lions need a lot of pass rush still. And then Patrick Surtain, even though cornerback is a need of the team, but it's more of a second-string cornerback, not a top-of-the-line guy. And I think Jeff Okudah will have a bounce-back season this year. So I think it'd be better to get Micah Parsons over Patrick Surtain. But with the 41st overall pick, I picked Jalen Phillips, defensive end out of Miami. And again, I did this in my last mock draft when I picked him number 34 overall. I just love Jalen Phillips as a prospect. I think he's a great prospect. And having him there at that position in the draft, I thought it was a great position to have him at. And the other players that were available was like Creed Humphrey, center out of Oklahoma, Jay Tufla, defensive tackle out of USC, Emil McNeil, defensive tackle at North Carolina State, Pat Fremont, tight end out of Penn State, and Pete Warner, linebacker out of Ohio State. None of the other players that were available really fit a position of need really well at all. I was thinking about picking a defensive tackle, whether it was Emil McNeil out of North Carolina State or Jay Trufa, defensive tackle out of USC. I thought that all those guys were good picks, but I think that Jalen Phillips again fits a little bit better in the line system and has a more of a need in that system right now compared to other guys. And with the 72nd overall pick, I picked Dwayne Eskridge, wide receiver out of the local Western Michigan Broncos. So I thought Dwayne Eskridge was just a great pickup here, a great value in the third round. I think he'll be a great wide receiver. The only thing that I will say is Elijah Moore went a lot later in this draft. I think Elijah Moore may be a better wide receiver, but I like Dwayne Eskridge a little bit better because he's a local guy. I think he'll enjoy staying local. I think that Dwayne Eskridge has a little bit more speed than him, and even though Elijah Moore's a little bit more developed, I think that Dwayne Eskridge will just fit better with the Lions and as a speed wide receiver who also has some height. I think he's 6'2", 6'3", so I think that he will be really great at that number 72 spot, so I think that'll be important to have him there. Other players that were available were all offensive linemen. Josh Myers, center out of Ohio State, Liam Eichenberg, offensive tackle out of Notre Dame, Jackson Carman, guard out of Clemson, and Dylan Radson, tackle out of NDSU, which is North Dakota State, if you were wondering. Again, I didn't think that was a pressing need, especially when Kenny Golladay is probably going to leave. I think that means that you have to be able to fit that running back, the wide receiver position, a lot more than you do an offensive tackle or guard or even center spot. With the 88 overall pick, I picked Demetrius Felton, wide receiver / running back out of UCLA. So I really love Demetrius Felton with this pick. I think that he will give a great combo with DeAndre Swift. His wide receiver abilities are fantastic. He really showed that at Senior Bowl, just roasting cornerbacks at the Senior Bowl. I think one of the few guys that can cover him would probably be Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. And another guy in this draft, I think he'd do a good job at covering him because he has the length, he has the speed. But Demetrius Felton is just such a good prospect. You can have him in at running back. You can have him in at wide receiver. I think I would compare him a lot to Tariq Cohen and how the Bears use him. He also kind of like a Cordell Patterson. I just think I really am high on Demetrius Felton, so I think that he'll be a great pickup and just an awesome overall player. And that really fits a need at that second running back position that the Lions kind of need to fill as they come in with kind of a weaker running back core if you take out DeAndre Swift. Kerryon Johnson hasn't played that well, and Adrian Peterson is really just too old to have any reliability with him there, unless if he's playing the Bears. He plays well against the Bears for whatever reason. With the 112th overall pick, I picked Tyree Gillespie, safety out of Missouri. I love this player. Another guy that these last two players, these are some of my favorite prospects, especially in the later rounds. This guy can play box safety. This guy can play free safety. And with Micah Parsons and Tyree Gillespie, I think that could really change the defense that did not play well and have a bounce-back season from Jeff Okudah. Maybe Trey Flowers bounces back and Romeo Cora with a 10-plus sack season. could really continue that production. I think that altogether this Lions defense could be a lot better, especially without having Matt Patricia dogmatically stay on man. And that's why Mitchell Trubisky had so much success against the Lions, was he just dogmatically stayed on man and would not change, even though that's the one thing that Mitchell Trubisky can beat is man coverage. But either way, I just think that he was such a good player available. The only other player that I kind of considered here was Davis Mills, quarterback out of Stanford. The other players that were available was Kellen Mond, quarterback out of Texas A&M, and Ben Cleveland, guard out of Georgia. The guard spot was pretty well handled, so I'm not picking big Cleveland here. I debated on whether to take Davis Mills. Davis Mills is kind of an unknown prospect here. I would say he is my second favorite quarterback past the first round, so into the second round and later, behind Jamie Newman. I really like Jamie Newman because he had a lot of hype, a first round type of hype, and then just kind of didn't play this year, and the hype has completely fallen off him. So I think that that's important to point out there, is that he had a lot of hype, and with Davis Mills, he hasn't had any hype, but he seems to be a good quarterback that only did start for 1 year, and that's a little bit of the concerning part. That's the reason why I didn't think he was that well, but he did beat out KJ Costello for that starting position spot, and that's why KJ Costello transferred. So I think that Davis Mills could have been a pickup there, but I really, really like Tyree Gillespie in that spot, and he's able to fit really well into that defense and be able to play a dominant playmaker and to be kind of like an Adrian Amos like the Packers have there. I think he could be a good player like that. I want to compare him necessary to Harrison Smith in the division, but I think that he has the range and ability to still play a good free safety and play a good box safety. With the 140th overall pick, oh wait, 1 second. There is a trade including this pick, so I shipped off the 154th pick this year and my 2022 5th round pick to the Rams to get the 140th overall pick, and the reason why I wanted the 140th overall pick was I wanted Jalen Twyman. This guy had so much hype coming into this year, like a fringe first round type kind of hype, and he just kind of fell off because he wasn't playing that much. So with him, I think you get a great value here. I really like him as a prospect. He is a dominator. Just wait and see until this guy comes out. He is going to be a great player. I would really, really expect him to be a great player, and I think that he would fit really well in. And now you have Trey Flowers, Romeo Cora, a sub-in guy to rotate. You have Jalen Phillips, and then now you have Jalen Twyman. That really, really sets out your front four right there, and then you can add Micah Parsons there, and you had Tyree Gillespie. So I think this draft really fixes up the defense, and it adds a lot of value to an offensive side of the ball that is lacking some speed and explosiveness with Dwayne Eskridge and Demetrius Felton. Even though this draft doesn't address the offensive X wide receiver spot in Kenny Golladay, I think that it's better to do that in free agency. I think if you could pick up a guy in free agency, that would be probably better than picking up a guy in the draft, because maybe you pick up Devontae Smith, but your linebacking need is so big that unless if you're trading back and hoping that Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah or Micah Parsons is still there to get some extra draft picks, I think the only other guy that I would have taken at 41 would have probably been Rashad Bateman. Maybe him. I was a little bit disappointed at the 72 spot. Tylan Wallace wasn't there. Otherwise, I probably would have taken him over Dwayne Eskridge. I think that he's a great prospect and a great playmaker, so I think that it would be really important there. But that's it for today's video. Make sure you like it down below. Please help me get that 150 subscribers by subscribing down below. Hit these two videos down below, or hit these two videos right here, and hit the subscribe button up here. If you enjoy any of my content, make sure you do that. As always, have a great day, and have a great day.